we even... Oh god. Oh right, we had we got our interface, so we have hit points and a log. And then things die, and we can also mouse over different tiles and find out what's on them. So this is coming along pretty well. Next up on the tutorial is, I believe we're doing inventory today. As I get distracted by playing my own game that's not even, it's not even good. But I'm just so proud of it. I am obscenely proud of this, and I'm having fun. I wonder if we'll make health potions. I mean, I can... Oh geez, wasn't paying attention. Oh god, they hit hard. I'll make health potions eventually. The other... Whoa! Oh, 1 hit point. Not promising. Yeah, we died. Alright, it's Control Q now to quit. Yeah. So we're doing items and inventory, and eventually I guess we'll make a win condition. I assume that's going to be part of the tutorial at some point. As they say, sure. I still have not tried Angband. It's on my desktop. It's sitting there judging me. Haven't played it yet. Oh, my glasses are filthy. That's why there's spots. This shirt is not going to be a good material for cleaning this. Might upgrade from spots to streaks. Vaguely better. So where we're at... Oh, it's part of the conlang. Do you have like a percentage of completion on the conlang? An estimated progress bar, if you will? I have not had good ergonomics recently, so wrist brace is required. Okay. So 10 words. Okay, so like 1% completion. Not judging. I have no idea how to even build a conlang, and it sounds like a lot of work, so power to you. $2,000, so like a fraction of a percent. That's alright. Okay, so we're going to continue with this tutorial. We're tackling items as well as inventory. We'll get some basic inventory UI. And we'll get a lot of use out of Godot's UI system. Excellent, because that's a thing I need to learn. I do have to admit that what I present at some points is not the cleanest solution, but in fact quite hacky. I love it. Still, it gets you a working game, and maybe you can take it as an example of how to take a shortcut. What a way to spin hacky code. Where's chat box? I was experimenting with hiding the chat box because it's on top of the text. I don't know. Should I put it back? So I figured it'd be hard to read anything that was hard to read chat box and also hard to read the text that's under the chat box because it's kind of like right here. But I can put it back if that's what you guys want. All right, so the first thing we need to do is define some more colors for our message log. Okay, so in colors, we want to add things there and other covered message. So we've got some additional colors for things. Invalid, impossible, and error. Interesting distinctions. What's the difference between invalid and impossible? Good afternoon, Amber Dragon. How's it going? We're doing inventory and such forth. Inventory and such forth. It's great. We're doing inventory today. Spend hours doing something ultimately useless? Frequently. Yes. It sucks. Do not recommend. Such forth sounds important. It's very important. It's incredibly, incredibly important. Super important that we make an inventory system. We have some colors from possible actions, meaning we will create a system to check if an action is possible at all. And if not, we tell the player and do not consume their turn. Okay, we'll start that right away and integrate with all the actions. Okay. Health covered. Just don't mention the invalid color? Sure, okay. I'm sure we'll get to it. So, I have to assume that our item is going to be a health potion because we're starting with recovering HP. So in fighter component. Do we have a take damage? Okay. We have die, but we don't have heal and take damage. Okay. So if we're at our max HP, don't do anything. Otherwise, heal that amount, capped at max HP. Amount recovered is the difference between what we actually recovered and what we healed for. And we return amount recovered so that we can send a message, put a little message in the log like we recovered this many HP. And then of course there's a take damage. I wonder if that changes anything up here later. No, I guess not. Okay. This morning I spent hours recording world's history in a game called Worldbox? No, I haven't heard of that. What is Worldbox? Sounds neat. It's a god sim. The name like Worldbox, so yeah, I believe that. Okay, now we tackle the system of recording. I can read, reporting impossible actions, and preventing them from taking a turn. If you would start the game now and find an enemy, then run against a wall, the enemy would receive a turn each time. We want to change our system so impossible actions are ignored by the turn order. Running against a wall is a free action, so to speak. This will be another point where we diverge from the original tutorial. That tutorial uses exceptions to handle such actions, which Godot does not have. Oh, interesting. That's a major departure from Python, for looking so much like Python, syntactically. Solution actually isn't even that complicated, just needs a slightly tedious refactor. Awesome, we love slightly tedious refactors. Some people and they built cities and wars and stuff. You know what? I think maybe I've heard of this game. It's a game. Hang on, now I have to... Is this the thing that I'm thinking of? Oh, 100%. Okay, so I've seen this game in the weirdest context possible. The one and only time I have watched a playthrough of Worldbox is in the context of a crochet channel. I don't even remember why she was doing it. Anyway, Skein Spider is an Australian crochet YouTuber, and there was a reason that she was playing Worldbox, and it was somehow going to be related to crochet. Can't for the life of me tell you why, though. $100 words per 125 in game years. Years are almost a real minute. Oof. That's a lot of writing. I haven't done that much writing since university. I don't miss it. Okay, tedious refactor. Game, physics, process. There's physics process. $250 years, 1,600 words AMA. I don't even know what to ask. Most ridiculously unlikely event so far. Like, can't even believe that happened. That doesn't even seem like it's possible. Must have made that up. Most ridiculous event. Gotta check. Okay. So we need to await. Get action. Action. We do apparently need this. And we perform the action, then do the things. between a moment if the action's perform function. Ah, okay. A Boolean return value. Okay. Oh, I sense a story incoming. Alright. So, action. Perform. It's no longer a void, it's a bool. Returns false. So I imagine now we're going to go and change all of the actions so that if they're impossible for whatever reason, they will return false. Otherwise, they'll return true, meaning that they are not impossible. Don't mind me dancing to my own music. What do you think of the music today? I picked a different genre of chill hop. It's the, trap workout beats, apparently. It seemed like some slightly more epic, chill background music. Something more befitting a roguelike. Yes, Iris Heart. Okay, we need to update all the actions we already have. Try a few at this point, so let's start with melee action. Melee action, here you go. You are now a bool. Okay, so if we don't have a target, and if the entity get map data dot player, so if the entity is the player, then we'll send a message that there's nothing to attack, and we'll return false. This track is just a touch loud, isn't it? There we go. Okay, what's this epic story here? A king, then 12 years old, was returning to his homeland to defend it from the usurpers, and on the way he encountered the previous king, who had abandoned the realm and turned to the other side, so they fought. 104-year-old and 12-year-old. And they're elves. Okay. Epic. Epic battle between the old and new regimes. Okay, let's get rid of this line. This is all fine. Except if we actually get to the end of all of this, we need to return true. There we go. So if we don't have a target, we log a message that says so. but enemies also use that, which is why we check if the entity is a player. Okay, but this still allows NPCs to, if they don't have a target, it still consumes their turn. Because it won't get into this part. No? Yes, it will. Hang on. Right? This is what we want? Yeah. So we log the message only if it's player, but either way we return false. Interesting. I wonder... if that could get one of the NPCs stuck if they don't have a target. Alright, mentally flag this for source of bugs later. It's so hard to get these tracks about the right volume. There we go. Okay, so the new king was captured, and then a guy called Sra of House, I'm not gonna pronounce that, got crowned, jumped into battle, and died the same month. That's just absurd. Very poor politics. Extremely unstable. That was the end of the First Kingdom. They did not live happily ever after. Okay, moving on to movement action. You are a Boolean. Whoops, not Bool, just Bool. A Boolean, just Bool. Oh, we have or. Blocking entity. Okay. So instead of just returning there, we want to, if it's the player, send a message. Either way, return false. Oh, okay, so we've just moved this up there. Okay, so we've gotten rid of that entirely, then we move the entity and return. Oh, for the love of return true. There we go. Sorry, chat. Punching the microphone. Don't mind me. It's fine. Super was a guy called Cad. What a cad. He's the son of the first royal. That's some very unstable politics, is what that is. Checks for the early exit 4. Okay, yes, we combined everything. Check for the enemy. Okay. Now we have a wait action, which is going to be a bool. You can always wait. So, oops. Return true. This is GD script, not Ruby, so we can't just true, we have to return true. And then we have a bump action. Cool. And you just do the stuff. Because, oh yes, we need to return these. Because they'll return Booleans themselves. And then the escape action. So why are we returning false versus anything else? The game will stop running before there's another turn. Still, the function needs the return statement. That change in place. So it doesn't actually matter whether it returns true or false, because it's gonna quit before it ever gets there. It just syntactically, so it compiles, needs the return. So now I should be able to run the game, run into a wall in front of an enemy, and see a message, but the enemies should not move. Okay. Let's see if we've got... Okay, we've got enemies. Oh god, okay. They're too close. Okay, but if I run into a wall... Aha! I'm trying to run down and it's just saying that way is blocked times 4 now that I've run into it a bunch of times. Excellent. Okay, so if I try to run right or left, it just tells me that way is blocked, but it doesn't... Oh, I can run away. I can run away and, if I run away... Can I make a train of these? Oh god. How many of these can I make a train of? Can I make a parade through the dungeon? Oh god! I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. There's so many. Okay. Hit. Oh no, they're all beating up on me. Oh, run away. Oh no, there's another one. Oh no. It's a dead end. We're gonna die. Oh, we didn't die. We are overpowered. Anyway, I can make strings of enemies follow me, which is kind of neat. How long is this hallway? Good lord. I'm just unstoppable. Okay, I think I've actually explored the entire dungeon now. I would like a mini-map. Oh, one more enemy. Oh, and I died. Okay. This text down here seems very small. I don't know how visible that is on stream, but it seems a touch small. Oh, it's right, it's not escape, it's Control Q. I remember these things. With the Canadian Civil War, could end. He died and his son took the throne, and there was peace for 100 years. And then after he died, he was replaced by a woman who had to fight 7 civil wars in 33 years. Ugh. That's rough. Anyway, it sounds like you've got a very exciting world history. Okay, we're going to implement some consumables. Do you want all the Civil Wars? Nice. Okay, I don't know what anybody else thinks of this music, but I quite like it. So if nobody has objections, this is going to be our playlist for a while. Okay, I mentioned before how I don't make a clear distinction between different kinds of entities. For now, we'll be able to pick up and consume anything that has a consumable component attached to it. Want to introduce an enemy made of cheese that can be eaten after it's been slain? We just give it the fighter AI component and fighter component necessary for an enemy, as well as the healing consumable we're gonna make. I love it. We're gonna have like a pizza entity or something. Just because I think that's gonna be funny. Need a base class for consumables. Oh, hello, little bird. No, you can't come in. My window's open and I guess the bird couldn't see the screen and it was definitely trying real hard to fly into my room. That would have been too exciting. Okay, we're creating a new script. Extending component. We're making consumable component. Oh, neat. Okay. Where does this go? Entities, actors, components. Create new script. Consumable component. Okay, so we're gonna make item action later, so don't worry about that. Cleaning is hard work? Yes, yes it is. I am aware of this fact. I have a lawn that's judging me. Needs to get mowed. Hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And feel free to keep lurking. Lurkers are welcome. So, what are we doing next? We're adding item action? Yes, I know it's giving us an error. Create the item action in a moment, yes. The activate method will be used to do whatever the item can do. There's a chance the item can't or shouldn't be used, like using a health potion when you're at full HP. That's why we have Boolean return value, which will integrate into the system that checks if an action has been performed. Now, how does the... okay, what are we doing for item action? New script extending action. Create new script. Item action. And I don't want to type all that. Okay. So that's the item action that we were upset about here. This is still upset though because we don't have an init function on our item action, which is what this is doing here for us. So this is saying we'll initialize an entity. I actually don't know what this is doing. Tutorial, what is this doing? Here you see we give the additional parameters. Unfortunately, vector2i is not nullable. I have to learn how to make music like this with Sonic Pi. File that away for later. Unfortunately, vector2i is not nullable, so in order to be able to use null as a default argument, we have to omit the type of target position here. What? You give additional parameters, yes. Vector2i is not nullable. So in order to be able to use null as default argument, we have to omit the type of target position. Okay. And then we set up the entity by invoking super.init entity. And then setting up the item ourselves here. We didn't pass in target position, then we set it to the entity's current position. Okay. So if target position is not a vector2i, meaning it's null. Is that how that works? Then set it to this entity's position. Do you want telephone? Okay, so I was literally just thinking about how, I'm not sure if I told you guys, probably didn't tell you guys, that I submitted an application to basically be a live coding DJ at an event that's happening in Toronto in a couple months. I guess next month. And so I have just now this second got an email back, probably telling me no thank you. Yeah, it's a polite no thank you. That's honestly a relief because I was gonna have to practice a hell of a lot in the next month and I don't know that I have time for that. So honestly, that's fine. So I will not be debuting my live coding career in public in a month. The end result of that story is there is no story. But that's okay. We'll work on that for later. Setting up the item. If we didn't pass, okay, yeah, we did that part. And then we're adding this stuff. So we have get target actor. What? What is this doing? I don't remember what this does. Get actor application. Oh, it returns the entity at this position. Okay. And for perform, if there is no item, return false. Otherwise, we will try to activate the consumable component of the item. Here we also have a bit of a circular dependency. We call that on the consumable component variable of item. Which what? Why can't I understand words today? And whatever that returns. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, moving along to entity GD. We want to add a consumable component. Does this mean I can also have health potions that run around? I kind of want to make it so my health... There's effectively a health potion on legs that runs away. Because I also think that would be funny. We can now turn our attention to implementing a more useful variant of the consumable one for healing. We'll configure it with a configuration resource as we did the other components, so we need 2 of those first. So we need a script extending resource. Where's that? Right, and these actors components. There's components. Not actions, components. Component definitions. Oh, that's not even where I want that. Because we want to make a new consumable component definition. Yeah, so I accidentally had the component itself in the component definitions folder, which is not what we want. And we just want it to extend resource. So why not implement the healing consumable directly? The reason is polymorphism. I feel like that should be a drinking game. Like anytime we talk about polymorphism or inheritance or something, drink. In a bit, we'll add a field for consumable definition to the entity definition. We want to be able to fill that field with any type of consumable definition. So we will define that field of this base type, which will allow us to fill it with the various actually useful subtypes. If you're not getting it now, don't worry. Okay, good. What I mean should become apparent once we actually define our healing potion. For now, create another script. Also in here, called healing consumable component definition. Which allows us to just set the amount of healing that occurs from this item. So now we're ready to create the healing consumable. Create yet another new script, this time extending a consumable component at blah 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 blah. Okay. So now in here, just in components, not in the definitions folder, we make a healing consumable component. Don't know why I'm having so much trouble with that word today. No, not that one. Okay, what do we got going on in here? It just... oh. Lol. Godot crashed. Talk amongst yourselves. One moment. Stand by. Indeed. Working on it. Almost there. I'm just gonna full screen this so I can actually see what's going on. Okay. I bring this to this side of the screen. Is this just easier for me to read? It is. Okay, pretty straightforward. We have an amount of healing we store. Great. Now for the more interesting part. We have an activate function. So this is going to tell us who's consuming the item, how much you've recovered, and if it's greater than 0, we'll send a message that you've consumed the whatever this is and recovered so many hit points. We did the thing, so we return true. Otherwise, send the message that your health is already full and return false. Use pixel art software to plan a base in Dwarf Fortress? No. Plan a base in Dwarf Fortress? Planning? No. We don't do that here. Yes, okay, I went through that. Might notice that we did not actually consume the item in the other path either, and that's because that requires us to manipulate the inventory, which we haven't created yet. But first we need to make sure that consumable components are actually created on the entities. So first go into entity definition. Alright, put this in entity definition. Oops. We already have those. There we go. Okay, so this is now allowing entities to have a consumable component, optionally, and an inventory. Okay. We'll get to the inventory later. So in entity, set entity type. Starting down here. if we have a fighter definition, add the fighter component. And now if we have a consumable definition, and if it's a healing consumable, then consumable component equals the healing consumable component. So we can have other consumable components. Okay. This is very hierarchy. So with this structuring of things, we can have entities that are consumable but not necessarily for health. We could have other types of consumables. Okay. It's starting to make sense. Yes, I went through that already. With all that in place, we're actually ready to create our health potions. So we're going to create a health potion definition. Assets, definitions, entities, items. Assets, definitions, entities. Create new folder. Items. Oops. Rename. We want items plural. And then we want a new resource. Type entity definition. And it's a health potion definition. Give it the name health potion. And get a flask icon. Okay, we need a health potion. Okay, that's trees and buildings and stuff. Houses. Okay, there's fire. We must have a potion bottle in here. There's no way we don't. We've got hearts. I feel like, oh, here we go. Here we go. We've got potions. So we've got uncorked, corked, and I don't know. What's the most health potion looking? Like a tall round one, a tall slightly not round one, or a short round one? See you, Hypercyber. What do you think, chat? Which one of these three is the best health potion? Tall round, short round, or tall, not quite round? The uncorked one? Okay, we've got one vote for the uncorked one and one for the short round. Somebody needs to jump in with a vote. Or do I get the breaking vote? I guess I get the tie-breaking vote. I think I like the tall one. It's the classic health potion shape. For whatever reason, the short round is feeling like a mana potion or something. Some other kind of potion. But I feel like tall round is the classic health potion shape. And then we need to give it a color, which I'm just going to copy that color because I don't know what color it is. Color. This one. Oh, it's purple. I love it. I guess to differentiate it from the death texture. Can we make it pink? I want to make it pink. That's what's happening here. I'm going to make it pink. There, a nice fuchsia color. I like that. A nice fuchsia colored health potion. And then we... it does not block movement. Type 2... we're not an item or corpse, we're not an actor or corpse, we are an item. It's not going to have a fighter component, it's not going to have AI. It is, however, going to be a health potion, right? Create a new healing, consider this way with the definition we need. Have all these options presented to us in the editor. Do now create a new healing component definition. Here we go. And set the healing amount, right? That's what that says, yeah? Yeah. Healing amount to 4. Beautiful. Okay, now we can move to placing items. So in dungeon generator, we can tell it about different types. Where's our dungeon generator? Don't just put in orcs and trolls, also put in health potions. And we can have at most 2 items per room. Okay. Let's do this RNG. Yeah, okay, so now we are in the T's RNG. And we can have 2 monsters and 2 items per room. Place entities. So we do monsters first, and then we do the same thing for items. Oops, all of that too. We're not getting number of items? Where does number of items come from? Oh, here we go. Number of items is a random number between 0 and max items per room. So then, in the confines of the room, put the items, and then check that nothing else is already in that space. And assuming that's a good place to put it, add it to the list of entities. Oh, create a new entity and add it to the list of entities. So now if we run the game, we should get up to 2 health potions per room, so let's do that. Okay, enemies, delightful. Great. Health potion. Okay, lovely. Haha! Here's a room with 2 health potions. Look at these. Look at these beautiful things. We can't pick them up yet, but they exist, and that's the important part. Can we find a room that has monsters and potions? Oh, look at that. Can other things? There we go. 2 monsters and 2 potions. Oh, look at so many potions. Okay, great. Point is, that's working. So now we're gonna make the inventory so that we can pick up health potions. Oh, so we don't automatically use them, we pick them up to be used later. So we're gonna make an inventory component script. Component. And it's going to have these things. So extends component. It's got an array of items, it's got a capacity, and in it just sets items to be an empty array and capacity to be whatever capacity we pass in. So we can prevent monsters from picking things up by just setting their item inventory capacity to 0, or just not giving them an inventory component. We have an array that can hold entities and a capacity telling us how much it can hold. We'll also create the drop function. So where we just erase the item from the array of items. And drop it on the map at our current location. So we append it to the map data, the entities list in the map data. We'll emit a signal about the entity being placed. Don't know that we consume that anywhere just yet. And then we make sure that the entity's position is set to this position where we're dropping it, and sending a message that we dropped the thing. Okay, so it says about the signal that we'll tell the map node when entities are placed at a later time, but here we're emitting that signal. Okay, so we haven't done anything with that signal yet, but that's fine. So we want to create a new signal in map data. And then in map, under generate, We generate the dungeon, connect the signal, and then place our tiles, and then place our entities. Means by emitting the signal, the entity will be added onto the map. Good. So now we're going to integrate the inventory. So entity. In entity. Have a consumable account. Oh yes, we want to add the inventory component. Entities can have inventories. And we handle this in set entity type. So after the consumable definition, if it has an inventory capacity that's greater than 0, we'll create a new inventory component and add it to the entity. So to make the player have an inventory, go to the entity definition player. Entity definition player. And we want to set the inventory capacity to 26. Have a system where we access the items by assigning letters, so... Alright, 26 items for 26 letters, sure. That seems like a lot, but sure. Picking up, we want an array that's filtered for things that we can pick up, just like we had for the actors. That's why we add the following function to map data. So, what is this saying? Items is an empty array, and then we go through all of the entities. This is like our class level entities, right? Yes. And if it's... So we go through all of the entities on the map, and if it has a consumable component, then it goes in the items array, which gets returned here. Pondering out loot drops from enemies. Oh, as dead triggers inventory dump. Interesting. I bet we can make that happen. I bet we can make that happen. We could also have like a variation of inventory that's loot, which is effectively an inventory that you just can't use anything in to make sure that the monsters don't use anything in it. Maybe that wouldn't be necessary. Maybe we can just give the monsters an inventory and just not give them the AI to use anything from the inventory, which would allow for advanced monsters like boss fights that could use items. And the faster you kill the boss, the more items you get. Ooh, interesting. Okay, okay. Alright, monsters can have inventories, and we'll make sure that the inventories dump on the floor. Or something. Or we'll have a loot the body action, which lets you pick up things from their inventory. That is super not happening today, but I like this plan for future expansion. If that is not covered in the tutorial, we're totally adding that. Because looting the bodies is a very important part of dungeon crawling. So if this tutorial does not cover looting the bodies, we will cover looting the bodies. Okay, so this is similar how we did the actors array, that's fine. So now we can work on item interactions. So the first thing we need for that are some new input actions. Okay, so we're going to we're going to add some new input actions, and it's suggesting okay, so it's suggesting that we use like D for drop, and I mean we can't use A for activate because that's our move left button, but we could do I for like activate the inventory, and why G for pickup? Okay. Basically, we can make them however we want. Oh no, you did all the cleaning and then nobody's coming over. Rude. They need to come over and appreciate how clean everything is. Don't mind me just dancing the music instead of writing code. Okay, project settings. Input map. Drip, drop. Now that I've used WASD and QEZ and X, what's a good button for drop? Because I can't use D. I can use pickup, but I can't. If I can't use D for drop, what's a good What's a button that makes sense for dropping an item? Because I'm going to use P for pick up an item, so I think maybe L because it's below the P? P for pick up and L for drop because it's below that? I'm going to go with L. Pickup's going to be P. And what do we need? Pick up, draw, activate. I'll use I like they suggest. They're germy and sick. Well, they should not be germy and sick. They should just expel the germs and be done with it. Just go into a little pod, expel all the germs, and then keep the germs in the pod, and then be germ-free. Wouldn't that be great if that's how it worked? You get sick, you just go in this little pod, and then 5 minutes later you're free of germs. Okay, what are we doing? We're doing pickup action. Clean pot, exactly. It's like going to a spa day. You just like go, you go sit in a room with good air for a while. You know, you don't want any of that bad air, none of that miasma. You just fill yourself with good air, get the humors back in balance. Alright, we're making a pickup action. Pick up. Shh. And gotta be careful about that black bile. Exactly. You know, nobody pays enough attention to that black bile. Okay, what did I just make? My brain is fried for some reason today. Actions. Pick up action. I made an action. Oh no. But I made... Oh no. Does that mean I stuck it in here somewhere? Okay. No, I did. I put it in the right place. It was just filtered. Okay, we're good. It's all good. Okay. So we set the inventory to be the inventory components. We get the map data. And then for all of the items on the map, if our position is equal to the item's position, and if the item is greater than our inventory capacity, then we don't add it to the inventory and say our inventory is full. Otherwise, we erase the item from the map's entities list. Remove the item's parent. Set the item... I'll put the item in our inventory. And say we picked up the thing and return true. Otherwise, there's nothing here to pick up and return false because we didn't do anything. Okay, that generally makes sense. I know it talked earlier about this items having parents and that was important for something, but I don't really know why, but hopefully that'll become apparent later. So now let's make use of the action. Main game input handler. And start to check for and get actions. Get action. Okay, so we're only adding this bit in between view history and quit. So if we just pressed pick up, then do the pickup action. So we should now be able to run around and find some health potions, and when we're standing on one, we can pick it up. We have to be standing on it, not next to it. We can't use it yet, or even see the inventory. That's gonna come next. So let's see us run around and pick up some health potions. Can I successfully run away? No. Okay, there's a health potion. So now I'm standing on the health potion, and in theory I can press P to pick it up. I picked up the health potion and everybody's beating on me. I can't use the health potion, but it's there. God. Yes, I picked it up, so it's not there anymore. Okay, so mouse over. That's a health potion. We can stand on it. Press P to pick it up. We picked up the health potion and then it's not there anymore. Pick up the health potion. It's not there anymore. Excellent. Okay. We can pick up health potions. This is good. So now we're going to create a new UI element that we can populate with items from our inventory and allow us to select one. Okay. Ooh. This is going to require a lot of messing around in the node doodad again. Or the scene stuff. Mr. B being the creature of no change ever. Still wants to do dinner again. Well, so he can appreciate all the cleaning that you've done. He'll make sure he appreciates it properly. Create a new scene? Scene. A new scene. New scene, okay. Here's a new scene. It's gonna be a 2D scene. With a canvas layer. Make scene root. And I don't think we need that, probably. Canvas layer, and rename it to inventory menu. Subtle, I'm not. Good, good. Needs to appreciate it properly. Okay, I don't actually need this node. And I need to save it at GUI inventory menu. Okay, so if I save, here we go. What are you saying? We want to make a new folder called inventory menu. And we want this called inventory menu scene. Yes, good. Add a center container. And set this node to use full rectangle. Do I remember that? Full rectangle. There we go. I do remember things. Add a panel container as a child to that. Okay, add a panel container and then a VBox container. Panel container. And a VBox container. And to this we're adding 3 children. We're going to add a label called title label.
So we are cursed with what we are doing here.
An H separator. Nope. And another VBox container called inventory list. Okay. And then set title label and inventory list to be accessible via unique names. Okay. Did that part. Now we go back to the game scene and select stats panel. Game scene. Stats panel. Scroll down to theme override style panel. Style box texture and copy. 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 And back in the inventory menu scene, go to the panel container. Theme override styles. Paste. Overuse the panel border we already have. Great. For the title label, we'll create a new label settings. And do we do pixel, I think? Yeah. Set both horizontal and vertical alignment to center. Center. On the H separator, okay, on the H separator, theme override styles. Create a new style box line. And set the color to be white. Can we actually see what this looks like? Oh, it looks like something. Oh, it does actually look like something. Look at that. Okay, we'll work on it. Ooh, there's a lot of steps to this. To create a list of items, we will have to instantiate a UI element. We could do labels. But if we do buttons, we can get a lot of functionality we need for free. Okay. So we'll make the items, the inventory items as buttons rather than labels. To list items, I often like to create a separate scene and configure them there, even if it's just a single node, as I feel it's easier to configure it in the editor than doing everything in code. So let's do that. Create a new scene. A new scene with a button as a root node. Rename it to inventory menu button. Save it in the same place. Okay. We're going to set the alignment to left. Action mode to button press. Okay, but where's the alignment? Set alignment to left. And check shortcut feedback under container sizing. Check the horizontal expand. Container sizing. Don't expand. Okay, but I still haven't found set alignment to left. Ah, here we go. Alignment left. Or do we want icon alignment left? Well, I'm not gonna go with that. Hope for the best. Okay, now visuals. Scroll down to theme overrides and change all font related colors to white. Theme overrides. Set the font to use. The usual font. Colors. White. Really? Make me do this for all of them. That's annoying. Disable color, font, outline color. Okay. All the font related colors are white. We've set the pixel font. Under style, create a style box, a new style box empty in the normal slot. What? Under style. New style box empty. Copy it to disable style by dragging and dropping. Great. Then create a new style box flat in the hover slot. Style box flat. Uncheck draw center. Set all the border width values to 1. And set the border color to white. Once that's all configured, copy that style box into the pressed and focused slots. To pressed and focused. Okay. Now we can do some code. Must be spring, I'm shedding. Okay, I mentioned inventory corresponding to letters before, which... what we will do is associate each inventory item with a letter, which will be displayed next to the item name. We can then select an item we want to interact with by pressing that letter. We do that by defining that letter's key as a shortcut for the button. However, as the items are represented by buttons, you can also use the mouse to select them and it will work just the same. Even better, as the buttons are within a VBox container, Godot automatically knows that the buttons are above one another, and as we've defined the focus state of the buttons to be indicated with a border, we can even use the arrow keys or the tab key to go through that list. And Godot will automatically focus and highlight the next item, and we can confirm our choice with the enter key. Wonderful. So in the inventory menu scene, right after I save this, inventory menu scene. Attach a new script to inventory menu. And save it in inventory menu GT. Perfect. So what are we doing here? Trying to load a scene. Oh. Because you haven't spelled it the same way I have. If I make you button, that should work. There we go. So we'll emit a signal to report which item was selected, and we also get a reference to the scene of button we just configured, as well as references to the two nodes we will interact with, the title label, and the inventory list. Okay, great. We need a ready function. Scene will need to be configured before it's used, so initially we hide it. The configuration should usually happen in the same frame as we instantiate the scene, so it's probably not strictly necessary, but it doesn't hurt to put this here either. And then we need our button pressed. Which will just emit the item signal. What does Q3 do? Woo! Aww. I just scrolled back to the top of the page accidentally. Let me find my place. Here we go. And then delete. Ah, it'll delete the item menu. Spawn a new item menu every time we go into the inventory, so we need to get rid of it again. So what is this doing? So we instantiate our scene. We get a character corresponding to its position in the array. We'll set the text of the button to be the character used to activate it, and then the name of the item. We create a shortcut event that is set to that character that we determined. and connect it to the button. And then we add the button to the list so that we can see it. Okay. Yes, I just went through all that. So now we need to build the whole list. So we don't have any items in the inventory. It'll just tell us that and won't display the inventory. Otherwise, we set the text. It's title text. I guess whatever text we pass in here. And then we go through each of the items and do that register item that we just did up there. And put the focus on the first item and then show everything. Alright. So far we can select an item, but we need a way to not select an item and get back to the game. So in physics process, if we press UI back, which is now keyed to escape, the escape key on the keyboard, then we emit a signal with null item selected and queue free. We do have a menu that can let us select items, but before we get to implement it, we need to take care of a few things first. We need to create the actions that will make use of the selected items. After that, we'll put everything together. So now we need to create a new script. Ah yes, we need the drop item action. Okay, new script. In actions. Actions. Drop item action. So all this action does, if there's no item, return false. Otherwise, drop the item from the inventory and return true. Gotta be close to the end, right? We're close. We're close. Needs more cowbell. Okay, so in the main game input handler, when the drop action is pressed, we'll create our item selection menu and wait for it to report the selected item back. However, using this approach has a slight problem. We will use a wait, and while we await the item, the engine still happily calls physics process and all the other nodes, including our game, which will try to fetch more actions from main game input handler. That means without taking care of that, the player can move the character while the item selection menu is open. There are several ways to circumvent this. We'll explore our state machine a bit by creating a dummy input handler that does nothing, which is active during this process. So... does this cover adding the drop action here? Yeah, it does. Okay, later. So... So we'll create a new node as child of input handler. And it's dummy input handler. Take base input handler. Drag it on there, attaching it as a script. Ah, that's neat. Base input handler doesn't do anything, which is what we want from our dummy. However, we need to account for it on our state machine. So if we take a look at input handler, we now have dummy, and we have to register our various input handlers. Now we can integrate that action in main game input handler. To spawn the inventory menu, we need a reference to the scene. That's helpful. There's nothing there. Neat. Okay, I guess we'll do some figuring out. Main game input handler. So we need to preload the inventory menu scene. That's not going to work. Because they don't have a Y in theirs for some reason. And we need a helper function that can get us a selected item. Okay, so we get a reference. So no, we instantiate our inventory menu. Add it as a child to ourselves. Build the inventory menu, which we did in the other scene. we transition our input handler. And then we await the selection of an item. And then I guess we wait for a frame. And then transition back to the main game and return the selected item. Am I correct? Ah, okay. So there's the potential for an empty inventory locking the game. Because this is awaiting the selection of an item, but if there was no item to select, it would lock forever. But we handled that with a call deferred in the build function. Okay. When the player selects an item, or when they exit the inventory menu, they'll press a button. So that button is in the just press state, meaning if we switch back to the main game input handler right away, it registers the buttons as action inputs, which we don't want that. Which is why we're waiting for a frame. And then transition back to the main game input handler. Once we return the selected item with that helper function in place, we can now expand get action with the code for our drop action. So we call get item with await so that it waits for us to select an item. So in theory, we can pick up items and drop them now. Oh, look at all these lovely items. Okay, so in theory, I can pick up the health potion. And there's no health potion there anymore. And now I should be able to drop the health potion. Whoa! Dropping the health potion crashes the game. That's neat. That's not what the tutorial said should happen. Trying to call an async function without a wait. Squeak. Alright, let's debug. So what happens if we just drop an item like right there? Okay, so we don't... It's about the action itself, not about handling items. So, at input handler 22... Trying to call an async function without a wait. Current input handler get action. Alright, hang on. What does this tutorial say? Input handler dot get action. Trying to call an async function without a wait. Which one's the async function though? It must be get action. If anybody in chat knows what's wrong, feel free to step in. So get action is async by just plunking a wait there. Don't really understand why, but does that work? Oh, okay. No items in inventory. If I come over here and pick up an item, I've picked up the health potion. And if I run over here and drop it, select an item now with A, so I can select A. I dropped the health potion and there it is. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Godot's debugging is easy. To be honest, I don't have the brain cells right now to understand why exactly that works. But it does, and I'm happy. So I can pick up this one, and I can bring it over here and leave it on the floor. And they're there. I can pick up presumably 2 items. And then if I wanted to drop one, nifty. I can drop health potion A or health potion B. Neat. Well, that's cool. We fixed the thing. So just don't worry about it. Alright, so now we want to actually be able to use our items. Where are we at for time? I'm pushing it, but I really want to finish. We're so close. Gotta go get human. Enjoy? I need to be a grown-up and feed myself real food before I go learn about blues dancing tonight. Remember how our code wouldn't get you rid of a used health potion? We couldn't do that when we implemented that. Because there wasn't an inventory yet from which to remove the consumed consumable, but now we can do that. Go to consumable component. And add a consume function. I don't really understand what queue free does. Is there a... Ah, here we go. Queues a node for deletion at the end of the current frame. And deleted all of its child nodes be deleted as well. And all references. Okay, so just removes it from the scene tree. The tree of... the scene... that thingy. I don't know what it's properly called. For entities are nodes, they are not ref counted, so we need to manage their lifetime ourselves. Now that we consume consumables, let's do so in a healing consumable component. Add a call to consume as follows in healing consumable component. Literally just consume. This is upset because consume is not found in base self. Except that it totally is. Did I spell it wrong? But you extend consumable component, which does have a consume, which I have spelled correctly, so I think this is just Godot being weird. There was a fix for this. If I reload current project. Maybe? Yeah, now it's fine. Perfectly happy about it. So now in main game input handler, we add the following check to get action. So now we have an activate. Select an item to use. Everything else is already in place, so we just need to select the item like we did for the drop action and create an automatic basic action. So now, in theory, we can go into the inventory and use things. All right, let's try it out. Beat him up. Beat this guy up. Oh god. They got it in for me. Come on, health potions. Where you at? Oh god. Okay. Pick up the item, and then I can use the item to heal myself for 4 HP. Hey, look at that! Beat you up, pick up the item, use the item. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Pick up the item, use the item. This is going all right. Oh god. Well, at this rate, I'm going to use up all my health potions before I've survived this. still don't have a win condition for... after I've beaten up all the enemies. Is that it? Have I found everything? Have I explored fully? I think I might have. I think that might be it. Neat. Well, that was quite successful. Alright, so that's the end of the stream for today. We'll be back with more game dev next Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. No, that's a lie. That's a lie, you guys. You guys. My parents are coming for a visit, so there will be no streams next week. I am taking next week off. My parents are in town, so there will not be any streams next week. There will still be stream this Friday doing Dwarf Fortress. And I think once my parents are gone, I want to overhaul this whole stream schedule because I want to do streams where I set up OBS because I'm using Streamlabs right now, and there's so many cool things you can do with just regular OBS. So I want to do streams where I'm setting that up. I maybe want to do some like content planning streams. I've seen people do that where I'm like figuring out what I want to post on the various socials, or maybe we're just like editing old VODs or something, just making content. I want to do art streams where I'm attempting to draw. I can't draw very well, but attempting to draw stuff from my Dwarf Fortress games. Maybe some music streams where I'm trying to get better at doing stuff with Sonic Pi. There's just so many things. There's so many things I want to do. So I need a better streaming schedule. I need an actual schedule. I'm gonna overhaul all the branding. I have plans. I have grand plans. So the latter half of May, the stream schedule is going to get real interesting. Anyway, if you want to keep up with things, there's my socials. There's not my socials, because apparently Cloudbot's still broken. Why are you like that? Oh, it's off. Why are you off? Be on. Why are you like this? God. Hold that thought. For the love of just log in and turn on Cloudbot. Why are you even off? God. Let's try that again. There we go. Ugh. Follow me on the places. I post the things. Or you can just join the Discord, and there's a channel in there that'll tell you when I post on all the things, including when I go live. Or if things are going to be late or just not happening. Discord's probably the best place for updates on that. Anyway, assuming everything's normal, I will be back on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. I will be back on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern for Dwarf Fortress. I think just some regular old Dwarf Fortress. We'll continue trying to build our green glass tower, because I think that's going all right. Our 8-year-old fortress hasn't died yet. Of course, now that I've said that, I've jinxed it. Anyway, we got a few people in here, so we should probably, like, go raid somebody. I'm taking recommendations for raids. If you've got thoughts. Oh god, where the heck is the button for this? There we go. I don't know, the icons on these buttons are just not great. I don't know. Do we want just some music? Do we want to go raid a music stream? Or do we want some software and game dev? Who's on in software and game dev? I don't know. I do not know. I am taking suggestions if anybody's got one. It seems like there's a lot of good choices. It's an overwhelming choice. There's way too many choices. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What are you up to right now? Okay, that sounds like a party. We'll go jump in there. Alright, we're gonna go raid a music channel, just for the heck of it. Yeah. Go have some nice party beats. Alright. Otherwise, yeah, I'll see you guys back here on Friday at, oh my god, what are times? I'll see you guys on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Okay, bye guys.